Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. It's almost noontime. It's Saturday, the Lord's Sabbath today. But I just wanted to jump on here because a few things has happened this week that God showed me back in 2000, I believe 17, and I just wanted to make a little short video of it real quick. This is not going to be that long. Um, my granddaughter's birthday party is today, and we're going to have to get everything ready, the last minute stuff for it and everything. And but I just wanted to put this out there because it's kind of important. Back in 2017, God showed me a map, and this map looked basically like this that I'm pulling up right now. Um, and then I'll show you what he showed me on there. Here it is. Let me make this a little bit bigger here so you can see it. It was kind of like this, but it was a little bit more zoomed in. There was little parts of Peru right in here and kind of going down a little bit further than this. Ecuador, Colombia, just the corner of Venezuela right through here. This area right here is all I could see. And then there was the Panama Canal going up in Costa Rica, Nicaragua, and these places right here. That's all I could see was just this area. And I heard an audible voice. He spoke to me, which I'll show you the I'm going to keep this on here because I want to show you where that earthquake hit. Um, Let me just read you what the Lord showed me, because that way you can see the date that it was posted online. Right here it says about a week or two ago, this was February 26, 2017, said I posted this map and asked for prayers for the people in these areas because of a dream I had. I didn't tell anyone exactly what the dream was because I was waiting on the Lord to confirm it. Well, today I released what was shown in the dream because God had confirmed the dream. It says I seen a map before my eyes, and then I heard an audible voice say the words 6.1 Tsunami Venezuela, and that was the end of dream. And then I went on and stated on here, now I know Venezuela was not on the map. It was zoomed in a little bit more. All you could see was just that corner part of Venezuela. It says, but somehow it is all connected. I don't know where or when these events will actually happen, but these areas will be affected in some way. I said connected in some way, all the way down to Panama areas. So we need to continue in prayer for our brothers and sisters in these areas. So, because I was requesting prayer to keep them in their prayers in that area. Now that, and I wasn't going to add anything to more than, I put on here, I didn't know how they would be connected or what was going to actually happen in the events that was going to actually happen. All I know is I just seen the map and this is what he told me. So now, and knowing, because I've had dreams and stuff from God for a long, long time, I pretty much know how he works with me personally because he knows how my mind works on things too. So he shows me in ways that he knows that I will get what he's saying. And basically, what he was telling me, basically, whenever you see this, like whenever you see this in your news, let me go back, which we seen. I've been watching for this to pop up in the news for years, ever since he showed me this. It had to be all three of these, and it had to be a 6.1, and it had to be Venezuela. Whenever they first reported this earthquake, it was a 6.1 in the news, whenever it first came up. Now, they since upgraded it to a 6.2, and then there's been like 4 other earthquakes since then hit that area. But in the news, it was saying this, and they have not reported anything about a 6.1 hit in Venezuela since, like, oh my goodness, like 2011. I mean, it's been years. It's been a long time since they've gotten hit by a 6.1 in this area. So this isn't something that you can just make up. But what he was saying is, whenever you see this in the news, pay attention to those areas that he showed us on the map. And there's a lot of stuff going on down there. And we've had so much other stuff in the news, like with the Charlie Kirk assassination, and and us watching Israel really close with the UN, what all the countries turning on Israel, like the Bible prophesied. Bible scholars has been watching all of that, and their attention's been over there. But for some reason, God's wanting us to pay attention to this as well, because these countries down there in that area, they voted for Palestine state too. So I mean, it's all, everything that God shows me, it's somehow all linked back to his land over there as well too. But there's something going on, because the United States is looking like they're going to end up striking Venezuela because of all of the drug trafficking that's been coming into the United States. And if you'll remember, here a while back, a couple of years ago, the Venezuela gangs that was taking over towns and stuff like that, and taking over apartment complexes, running people out of their homes and everything here in the United States. It was happening here in the United States. It was on the news, but a lot of people missed it because they're so tied in to just whatever's happened politically. They're not even watching everything else that's happening in the world, especially the stuff that, God's telling us to keep an eye on. But there's something there. For some reason, God wants us to pay attention, though, to these areas that's on this map. So basically, that's, let me go over here, because I Googled a few things too as well to try to figure out exactly what it was. But on the map, it has Colombia, it has Ecuador, it has a little portions of Peru, and then the Panama. I started Colombia and Venezuela, because the Venezuela is in there too a little bit. But anyway, U.S. revokes visa for Colombia president after reckless actions in New York, talking about at the UN. And then Colombia's president calls the U.S. attacks on alleged drug boats an act of tyranny. I mean, they're getting mad at us, but yet they're mad at Venezuela too. If you look, there's a lot of stuff between Ecuador and Colombia that they're going against Venezuela and back and forth too. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on down in there. And then Ecuador, just some of the stuff that I've seen on here. Germany issues comprehensive travel advisory for Ecuador, Venezuela, Congo, and all these different places, as September brings heightened risk. Let's go ahead and open that up and look at it, because this is Travel and Tour World. As September brings heightened risk. No, I really don't want to. Let's say due to political uncertainty and safety concerns. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's happening there too. So, and then you get over here into Peru. Peru condemns acts of repression in Venezuela, describing opposition candidate something as president-elect, because they're wanting to put this new one in and take the old guy out. There's a lot of people around the world that doesn't like that leader in Venezuela right now. And then U.S. warns against travel to Venezuela and some regions of Peru. So there's a lot of stuff. And then there's China's growing influence in Latin America. That's just the thing too. This China has got a lot of ties down there with Peru, Brazil, and all of that stuff too. And with everything that's been going on with China and the United States, this is just an area, and we got military buildup that's building up out off the coast of Venezuela, and Venezuela is allies with Iran and Russia. So we need to pay attention to this, and this is just a heads up video to just keep your eye out, because God's telling us to watch this. And Venezuela is on the Atlantic and the Gulf of, it's considered the Atlantic Ocean, but yet it's kind of in the Gulf of Mexico area too. So, and if you'll remember in previous videos, that prophecy that God said about watching the Atlantic and about it showed like it was like a submarine lying about themselves being out there in the Atlantic. So we need to keep an eye on this as we're going into heavier birth pains that Jesus talked about on the Wars and Rumors of Wars. But I'm going to get off here. I told you this was going to be really super short, but I just wanted to bring this to y'all's attention so y'all know what to watch and pray for right now in these days that we're in, and some of the stuff that God is pointing out to us. I love y'all, and I will talk to y'all soon. And I will be doing a video up here pretty soon because I know I haven't did a video yet about the year, the biblical year, like I normally do every year, and give out the prophecy about the coming year. Last year was our year of reveal, and boy, was it a year of reveal. My goodness. This next year coming up, I've been working on it, but what it is about, God did not want me to put it out before September 23rd because of all of the stuff that was going on in the false prophecies about the rapture happening on the 23rd. So, because of what the connection is on this year that's coming up, I didn't want somebody to twist my words on what this new year is going to bring. And we will see it just like we did last year, and just like we did the year before that, and the year before that. You know, it always plays out. God's word, he's what he says, it will always play out. That's one way you know whenever it's really from God, because it will happen. It'll happen exactly in detail. God is a God of details. That's all I got to say. I mean, because how could you have that many details and then every single detail of it come to pass? I love you guys. As far as the tsunami, they did have that in the headline, but there wasn't no tsunamis. Oh, and I wanted to show you too on the map real quick. I was going to show this. Hang on. Where's it at? That earthquake hit right in this area of Venezuela. Right in here where this little, around these waterways right here is where it hit. So I just wanted to let y'all know that that's where it happened. And at first they was watching about tsunamis right here at the very beginning around these areas right here. But they didn't have a tsunami. Everybody was safe and stuff down there. But we did see it in the headline. So that tells me God was telling me to watch for that headline. Whenever we see those headlines, to watch these areas of stuff going on in these areas. You know, we need to pay attention because this is right in our backyard. This is right in the United States backyard, and it could very much affect us because we've had a lot of these like Venezuela gangs that has came across the Panama up through these countries, up through Mexico over here, and has came into our country. And they've also been taking boats this way into our country and weaving themselves into our country. So let's just pray and pray for our brothers and sisters though they're down there, because you do know, we have brothers and sisters in every single country in the world. There's Christians in every single country. It's just a lot. Some countries, they have to hide their faith more than others, because of the fact that it's so dangerous. They have to have churches in underground churches, to where if they go public with it, they'll be murdered and martyred, and that's been going on for years and years and years, especially in the Middle East, and those Muslim countries, because they will kill a Christian real fast in the Muslim countries. But anyway, I'm going to get off of here, and I love you all, and just stay in prayer and stay close to Christ, and he will verify and confirm all things. And I love y'all, and I will talk to y'all later. Have